This is the LG QNED 91, a 75-inch mini LED TV, and I believe it could be the best value TV right now. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. So last year we took a look at this, the LG QNED 75-inch mini LED TV. Now this one was the flagship, it was the 8K version, but there is also a 4K version. So thanks to LG for sending across the LG QNED 91, and we're having a look at that now. So the eagle-eyed among you will see that this is a 2021 model, but the price of these is just so good at the moment, and they're definitely worth your while considering. In the UK at the moment, this has been discounted by more than a third of its original cost, so it's a really good value TV. Now the stand that comes with it is pretty big. I'm going to be wall mounting mine, but this is the stand, and this is how it looks if it's on the TV. It's around 3 foot in width and 1 foot from front to back. So if you are going to be wall mounting this TV, you do have the option of the gallery style mount, and you've got the two little cutouts in the top corner on each side, or you can use a Visa mount and you've got the screws in the middle, and that's how I'm going to be doing mine. As with the QNED 99, you do have the same gallery mount insets, which you can then just fill in to finish off the back of the TV. And similarly, you've also got the same cable management, which is literally just a case of popping the cable in and then putting the cover over the top. Simple. There are 4 HDMI ports, 2 of which are 2.1, so 4K at 120Hz, and one of those doubles up as the eARC port. Here in the UK it's spring, and I've chosen the sunniest of days to give you an idea of how this TV does in light situations. Now this, as you can see, is directly opposite a window, and yet the reflection handling is extremely good. So it's these type of things that you do need to bear in mind when you are purchasing a TV, because the brightness of a 4K mini LED TV really helps to overcome things like reflections. So what's your thoughts so far? How do you feel about the design? Personally, I think it is absolutely stunning. The bezels around this TV are very, very minimal. Now I would say, although I thought the stand looked nice, I far prefer it on the wall, so if you can wall mount it, I would. And on my wall mount, it sits just a few centimeters off the wall. I've got a slightly angled wall mount because the TV is fairly high. Another thing that you'll absolutely love about this TV is the viewing angles. It doesn't really matter whether you're off at an angle, you'll get an incredibly bright image. And if I pan around from here, as you can see, the image actually doesn't change at all in its brightness. It is really, really bright from any particular angle. So if you haven't seen this technology before, it's effectively where quantum dot nanocell meets mini LED. And effectively what this means is that you're getting the brightest possible images, but with many, many dimming zones, so to create very good contrast. So although the technology is the same as LED and LCD panels, you've now got thousands of bulbs. This means you've got far more control over the picture, and it means that you can get far brighter images. And because there's so many bulbs, they can be turned off easier, and therefore the darker scenes, the blacks, will be far darker. Now I ran the test that I made, the video test that I made in order to test things like motion, dirty screen effect and banding, and also image retention. This is it running on this QNED 91, and I was really pleased with the result. Now LCD TVs in general can be more prone to having problems in this area, and certainly when it comes to dirty screen effect, believe me, in my time I have seen loads, but I couldn't quite believe how well this TV did. It was much more closer to an OLED than it was to a standard LCD. The blooming as well was very, very minimal, and that's another benefit of having mini LEDs. They obviously help to reduce the amount of blooming, and also when I did the subtitle moving test, which is just coming up now, again it worked really well and it was nice and smooth. Now depending on what device you're watching this on, it may look slightly different, but when I was filming it and I played the 60 frames per second one, then it was absolutely fine. And in the solid blank banks of color, the screen was very, very clean. One of the cleanest screens I've seen on an LCD TV. It really does have to be said. I was mightily, mightily impressed. There was just no sign of any discoloration or dirty screen effect in any of the corners or anywhere else on the screen. This I was really, really surprised with. In HDR mode, this TV can deliver around 1000 nits of brightness, and my favourite picture setting out of the box was definitely filmmaker mode. You can also go in and obviously make some tweaks. Cinema and filmmaker mode are very similar. Obviously standard and things like vivid are probably ones to avoid on this type of TV, but in HDR definitely filmmaker mode was my favourite. And one of the things which again I was pleasantly surprised at is, although it is lacking in some shadow detail, there was zero sign of black crushing in HDR mode in even the darkest of scenes. Now when you're watching standard definition TV you will see that, so it won't be gone completely, but definitely in HDR, something like this, you're not seeing any black crushing. With FreeSync Premium, Variable Refresh Rate, Auto Low Latency mode, this is going to be one of the best TVs around for gaming. I'm going to be going into a lot more detail in my next video when I do the picture settings for best movies and also for gaming, and we'll go over Game Optimizer and things like that because there's so much to pack in, I didn't want to just rush over it in one video. Now, the one thing that's very difficult to come across in a review like this is the immersive nature of a huge 75-inch screen, and particularly a really good quality one. Now, I've replaced my 65-inch TV with this 75-inch, and although it did look quite big for the first 10 or 15 minutes, it is incredible how quickly your eyes adjust to it. And personally, in this room, I don't think it's too big at all. As I said earlier, I would definitely recommend wall mounting it because, again, it actually makes it look smaller being back on the wall than what it does on the stand, but you still get the same huge immersiveness of that big screen. So before I give you my final summary, here are some more features for you to consider. This also has Dolby Vision IQ and Dolby Atmos built in. There's HDR10 and HLG HDR support, so therefore you're getting the best of those. And it has HDMI 2.1. We've already discussed the fact that this has a 120Hz refresh rate, and it therefore has auto low latency mode, variable refresh rate, and high frame rate. The filmmaker mode on this TV is exceptional, as is another couple of the presets. ISF Bright and ISF Darkroom mode will be out of the box just brilliant for you to watch. Definitely you don't need to get this type of TV calibrated. And for those of you that have got the smart assistants, then you do have your Alexa built in and also your Google Assistant built in. Okay, so here's my summary. Well, if you're going to be in the market to buy this type of TV, then I think you're the type of person that really enjoys big screen immersion. You want the movies on the big screen, but you also want it to look good. This delivers on both counts. This is in my opinion, one of the best value TVs on the market at the moment, because the quality of the picture is exceptional, but the price at the moment, buying it at this time of the year, probably a good 3 or 4 months before the new versions come out, mean that you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the latest model at the best possible price, and who can argue with that? Guys, this is a beautiful TV. I definitely recommend you check it out. Certainly go and see one in the shops. Check out the links in the description for more information. Thank you so much for watching this video. Any questions? Leave them in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them.